If you notice a loss of performance in your brakes, you might need to bleed them in order to remove pockets of air that can build up over time. We're using Avid brakes, but the procedure is the same for Formula units. You're going to need a bleed kit and .4 or 5.1 fluid depending on your brakes, Torx or hex keys, paper cloth and degreaser. Dot fluid can be harmful to both you and your bike, so it's important to wear gloves at all times when handling brake fluid, and we'd also recommend eye protection. If you get fluid on your bike or skin, it's vital to clean it at the first possible chance you get. Fill one syringe half full of brake fluid and the other a quarter full. Hold each syringe upright. Tap to remove excess air, then squeeze the plunger to remove the remaining air from the pipe. Close the hose clamps and pull on the plunger. You should see air bubbles form in the liquid. Tap the syringe to make the bubbles float. Undo the clamp and remove the air from the hose again. You may need to repeat this process to get all of the air out of the fluid. With your syringes prepped, remove the wheel from the bike, taking care not to contaminate them with brake fluid. Remove the brake pads from the calipers, then fit a bleed spacer. If you don't have one, then you can leave the wheel in place, but will have to take extra care not to get any fluid on the brake pads or they'll be ruined. Loosen the lever collar bolts and rotate the lever to a horizontal position, then retighten. Remove the lug screw from the caliper bleed port and fit the half-full syringe. If you have a pad contact adjuster on the brake lever, you'll need to wind it fully in the direction opposite the arrow. Remove the lever bleed port lug screw and fit the other syringe, ensuring there is no air in the hose. Hold both syringes upright and gently push on the lower. If possible, assist the lever end plunger by pushing it with your thumb. You should see the fluid and possibly some air bubbles rise into the syringe. Close the clamp on the lever syringe hose, then squeeze the lever and hold it in position using a rubber band, cable tie or strap. Pull on the lower syringe, then push it back in. This action should pull out any air from the caliper, and you may need to repeat it a few times until there is no more air coming out. Be careful not to overdo it, or the plunger might come out of the syringe. Remove the strap and hold the lever in place with a finger. Then push on the lower syringe while slowly letting the lever return to its normal position. You can now remove the caliper syringe and replace the lug screw. Clean off any excess fluid with paper cloth and degreaser. Open the clamp on the remaining syringe. Pull on the lever as before, followed by a gentle push. You now need to squeeze the lever, then let it flick back. This should be repeated around 5 to 10 times or until air stops coming out. Once the bubbles have stopped, give the plunger one last push before removing it from the lever body. Return the bleed port lug screw and clean off any excess fluid before returning the lever to its original position. Remove the bleed spacer and return the pads, again remembering to avoid contamination, and fit the wheel. You can now test the system by spinning the wheel and pumping the lever. If you're happy with the feel, then you're ready for a cautious test ride in a car-free area. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. Let us know what you want more of on your BikeRadar.